Events from MMM Indonesia and MMM Nigeria feature in our events roundup this week. While in our MMM Gives Back, we will have another look back on 3 charity events from MMM East Africa's communities in Uganda and Kenya. As for Guider Emil San Juan shares his thoughts in his Just an Opinion segment, and in our advisory, we will know why we now have partial allocation for our Provide Helps. To all our viewers around the world, this is MNC. This week, we start with 3 stories that other MMM communities around the world may draw inspiration from. As you may have known, MMM Indonesia had been through many challenging times already, and the most recent was before middle of 2016. But in the midst of these struggles, many leaders have stood their ground and decided to move forward. One such man is Guider Jeffrey, who had been actively doing speaking engagement to rally leaders from the MMM Indonesia. First of which was during the team leaders meeting organized by Guider Maya Desali on July 25 of this year in Makassar City, Indonesia. While waiting for others, they already made some discussions about the situation of MMM Indonesia. Afterwards, they moved to a conference room where they had a roundtable meeting. In there, Guider Jeffrey and about 20 team leaders discussed further the current state of the MMM Indonesia community and the things they needed to do to move forward. The exchange of ideas was very productive and it led to this vigorous cheer. The following day, July 26 this year, Guider Jeffrey was again at the helm of another team leaders meeting in Makassar. Organized this time by Guider Andy, the program was formally opened by the host, and he explained to an audience of about 50 leaders from different places the purpose and the flow of the event.
Terima kasih.
He next introduced Guider Jeffrey, who shared with them what he sees are the current challenges and the solution that he deemed would be the best path for the MMM Indonesia community. An open forum followed wherein they thresh out what will be the best approach to address all possible difficulties that each of them may face. Exchange of inputs was passionate, but everyone remained cordial. Afterwards, food and refreshments were served while socialization was ongoing. They were all satisfied with the outcome of the gathering and also thankful that it happened because it helped lift their team spirit. Another event where Guider Jeffrey was their source speaker happened 17 days later on August 12, 2016. This time in Balikpapan City, Indonesia. It was organized by Guider Budi Haryono and they were able to draw a crowd of about 20 team leaders and regular participants. The discussion revolved around the current rise of MMM in Balikpapan and how they can ride the momentum. Guider Jeffrey even used a whiteboard to illustrate his ideas and computations. Over food and drinks, the crowd continued with an open forum to further come up with ideas on how they can make the community bigger in the area. They also reached an agreement to meet regularly so they can monitor the progress of their efforts. From Indonesia, we now move to the African continent as we share with you more stories from our MMM Nigeria community. First in line is Guider Nathaniel Abo, who held an offline presentation last September 4 of this year at the Kolat Palace Hotel in Ikija, Lagos State.
My name is Nathan. I'm an MMM ambassador.
He had an all-male audience of 9 people who were all eager to learn more about MMM. Guider Nathaniel's approach was informal as he remained seated on the entirety of the event as if they were just all having a friendly conversation. He also did not follow the normal flow of discussion that others do. Instead, he invited them to ask questions after he made a short overview of what MMM is and the benefits it gives to participants. As questions come after another, Guider Nathaniel inserted related topics too that would help them understand MMM better. He also used the live site in his own MMM personal office to further illustrate how the MMM platform works. While Guider Nathaniel was busy in Ikeja, Guider Friday Shintua was also engaged in a live presentation he organized at the Citizen Suits in Sagamu, Ogun State. He was able to draw about 10 people who were all attentive as he shared with them about MMM.
Do not delay in paying for your order.
One of the things he focused on was the best practices each participant must do in order to have a smooth provide help and get help experience. He also stressed the importance of following all the rules in safe participation so they would not end up being blocked. And should problems arise, he assured them that guiders like him are always more than ready to be of assistance. Our third story from Nigeria happened as well on September 4th at the Running Jack Technologies Suit 27 and 28 in Gusau, Zamfara State with Guider Shobanke Abdulatif as organizer.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Fav and Ma. Good evening. My name is Shobanke Abdulatif.
The presentation was initially intended as training session for participants under instructor who wanted to learn more about the intricacies of MMM. But Guider Shobanke had to insert a short overview of MMM and the benefits it gives because there were all non-members in attendance. One done, he moved now to the core technical aspects of MMM. He showed them how to correct registration process on the MMM Nigeria website and where to log in afterwards. He showed them too how to update the account section of the personal office before giving them the steps on how to initiate provide help. Next, he discussed with them what's about the use of Bitcoin and how they can buy Bitcoin online to fund their blockchain wallet. 3 days later, on September 7, about 30 people from Owo, Ondo State, flocked to the Rufus Giwa to attend Guider Adigon Sion conduct his live presentation. After a short welcome message, he went down to business and discussed MMM's history and ideology. He next disclosed how it works and the benefits it offers to people who will decide to participate. While snacks were being distributed, he also engaged his audience with their questions. And despite getting a barrage of inquiries, Guider Adigon was able to confidently answer all of them. This left his guests satisfied because it made them understand MMM more. Also on September 7, Guider Priestley Waya successfully held another live presentation at the Fadama Plaza in Gusau, Zamfara State. After a short personal introduction and welcome message, he started introducing his guests to different concepts related to MMM, especially its ideology. He also thoroughly explained how the help index called Mavro grows up to 30% a month. While discussing about benefits, he encouraged those who are interested to join the Guider School so they would also be eligible to have the Guider bonuses. Guider Priestley only had 11 attendants for this event, but 4 of them decided to register after the presentation. And for their trust, Guider Priestley gave the new participants MMM logo cups and shirts as token of appreciation. Our last story is about Guider Shobanke, who went back to the Running Jack Technologies in Gusau, Zamfara State for another opportunity presentation last September 8. This time, his presentation followed the usual flow of topics as 18 people listened to him intently. He presented MMM as a global community of financial aid and donation exchange, so it has no central accounts and exchange are done peer-to-peer. He next shared MMM's history, ideology, goals, and how his attendees will benefit if they decide to join the community. But he was also quick to remind them that these benefits come along with risks and that they can mitigate it by following the rules on safe participation. On the latter part of the program, he allowed his audience to ask their questions, and this ran well beyond the 1 hour mark. No complaints though from Guider Shobanke as he readily entertained all of their inquiries. In some of our previous episodes, we made a look back on previous giving back events from different MMM communities. This week, we will see 3 more events from last year that happened in Uganda and Kenya, both under the MMM East Africa community. We start off in Uganda where 3 guiders, Guider Muhangsuri Lighton, Mugisha Arnold, and Motebi Bashir, collaborated to organize a charity event. The 3 guiders were all united in the thought that MMM cares in helping heal the world, and they believed that healing should start with children as they are the hopes of the future. So on August 8, 2015, they visited the Kireka slums in Kampala City, Uganda. Kireka slum is a part of the Wakiso district and is occupied by about 40,000 families. That day, they brought bags of toiletries and food items and distributed it to 80 children living in the slums. For the organizers, it was not enough to fully address the hunger experienced by these children, but they were happy because their small contribution would help feed the kids for a couple of days.
Right, and you've been good to us this year, and we thank you. Please continue providing for us, and this is what the Lord has done. Tupige Bwana makofi mazuri. Yeah.
That was part of the message of the representative from the Osana Children's Home as he thanked the MMM community for giving them a visit last August 15, 2015. The home is located at Gitunguri Klambu in Nairobi, Kenya, and currently supports the needs of about 70 children ranging from babies to adults finishing secondary school. Its goals are to support the children until they finish secondary school and then to help enable the children to either continue on with a post-secondary education or find appropriate employment. On that day, Guider Michael Ogalo, Shiro Clary, and Edwin Karani and other community members from Kenya team up to bring food items and toiletries to the children in the institution. Before formally turning over the items they brought, several members of the team stood up and presented MMM and how it works to an audience composed of children and also adults who were previously under the care of the orphanage but have now finished college and are working. It had been a priceless moment for everyone involved and more so for all the children who had felt the message of love from the MMM community. That in this harsh world we are currently living in, kindness and generosity still abound. 1 week later, on August 22 of last year, Guider Michael Ogalo made a collaboration again, this time with Guider Mary Shora, Paula Kahiga, and Hashnon Gichuru, and visited another orphanage, the Mama Ovid Children's Home. This facility provides shelter to abandoned and disadvantaged children, not only from Gatinji, but also from, of course, other boroughs in Kenya. The team gathered first to buy the things they will bring and then proceeded to the center. There, under the hot afternoon sun, they line up chairs first in semicircle and put the items in the middle before formally opening the occasion with a prayer. 16 members took turns to speak and presented MMM platform. They then handed over the gifts they brought for the kids. A female orphan and a lady representative spoke on behalf of the children and the shelter and expressed their gratitude to the MMM community for bringing items that would help with their subsistence for about a couple of months. After the closing prayer, photos were taken and kids also chanted thank you several times. The team had a short tour of the facilities too before calling it a day. And like in Osana Children's Home, it was another memorable day, especially for Guider Michael and his team. And if we would sum up the message they brought on that event, it will be this.
You can give without loving, but you cannot love without giving.
You can without love, without, but you cannot love without.
Hello everyone, another brand new week for us to celebrate. This is Emil and welcome to Just My Opinion. First of all, I would like to express my gratitude to all our viewers who sent their feedbacks, comments and suggestions to our Just My Opinion form. thank you for the time, and I appreciate all your efforts to help us improve the segment. So today we will grant one suggested topic from our viewers, because last week we had a discussion on a completely different topic, which is about the victory of Donald Trump and the US Fed. Now, what we are going to discuss is about one of the most common concern in our MMM community, which is called moratorium. I receive a lot of recommendation from our viewers to make a segment for it. But before we go ahead, let's review the meaning of the word moratorium. In local dictionary, it is defined as a temporary prohibition of an activity. Other term used for it is postponement, stoppage, prohibition, or suspension. So why it is implemented in our MMM personal office? The answer is very simple. Its purpose is to protect the participants from internet hackers. Oops! I know some of you are under moratorium even though your account is not hacked. So let me continue further before you react. I myself experienced moratorium before without my knowledge. I only came to know about it when I was about to request a get help because the assignment of participant who will provide help to me was taking too long than usual. So what I did is to file a ticket to the support team to ask what happened. They explained that my account was under temporary moratorium because of editing my Bitcoin address, and I need to prove my identity to confirm that it is me who really made that. I followed their instruction, and true enough, my account was released from moratorium after 1.5 months. So that's quite a long time. To my curiosity, I rewrite a ticket to support asking them what triggers the moratorium aside from changing the Bitcoin wallet address. They told me that because of security protocol, they are not allowed to disclose or give me the exact answer. They just said that it is embedded in the MMM program, and when the system noticed that there is a change in personal information inside the PO, or there is some kind of cheating in the account, moratorium is automatically activated. So that's the time I understood the purpose of moratorium. It is not for the purpose of stopping us from requesting get help, but it is placed on our personal office to protect us from possible fraud and to keep MMM clean from dummy accounts. You know, it is almost the same as the situation when you're entering a shopping mall. As much as you wanted to enter the mall quickly because you are so excited, you have to stop first and undergo a security check. This will not upset you because you're getting used to it, right? This may also be one of the reasons why we are told to participate only with spare money, because moratoriums are automatically activated via program. It doesn't care whether you need money for emergency or you are in a hurry. So if you are going to ask me if I am in favor of moratorium, I will say yes, definitely yes. Yes, because it is for your own good, or for our own good, and yes, because it keeps away fake accounts. So whenever your account is placed in moratorium, just relax, file a ticket to the support, and wait for them to resolve your concern or to process your request. You are not in a hurry because it's only your spare money, right? So that's it for this week, guys. See you again next week. Christmas is approaching, so spread love, spread the good news about MMM, and be a blessing to everyone. This is Emil, and just like what I always tell you, everything that I said in this video is just my opinion. Have a great day, and bye-bye.
Our support team received these two most asked questions about creating orders while providing help. Why are orders not for full amount of the provide help requests? When will the order for the remaining sum be allocated and have the request confirmed? The MMM administration has this answer. Making orders not for the full amount upon the provide help request is normal. This step is taken in the context of the fight against frauds. Thus, to provide help or pH will now come in 3 stages. The first control pH 5% to 10% of pH amount. The second control pH about 50% of pH amount. Lastly, the remaining pH amount in your pH request. Please make sure to send your donation on each stage on time, as this will prove that you are a reliable participant of our mutual aid community. Also, participants who previously became the cheaters' victims via Get Help requests shall be automatically matched with new senders from the list of participants who made the second control payment. Thus, people don't encounter fraud several times in a row. Reminders: the measure is now universally implemented on all MMM communities. It has been tested on several communities first and found to be working well in practice. While waiting for each stage to complete, Mavro growth rate is unaffected. The remainder of the order comes quite quickly. Therefore, the waiting period of the request confirmation is practically not extended. This measure is part of MMM's effort to constantly improve the methods of dealing with frauds, as it strives to make the participation in the community convenient and safe for everyone. That's it for another edition of MNC. Happy Thanksgiving to our participants who observe this holiday. I'm Mark. Always remember, together we change the world.